Hello, Taurus. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the They Tarot. It's by Renata Lechner. There's that. Supportive cards are by Lucy Cavendish. It's the Magical Swell cards. Okay. Already shuffled. Relationship first, single second, and Oracle cards come out as needed. Good? Good. Alright, I feel like this is good. I feel like, I feel like the whole reading is going to go well. But where are we starting? Because something is going on here. And I'm kind of feeling like where it's starting is kind of where you're standing. Now this is interesting because your standing card, where you're standing, is the Queen of Pentacles. Your challenge card is the King of Pentacles. And I feel like they're saying make sure you consider emotions rather than the hard facts. Like, don't stick to a plan too tightly if you know it's going to upset somebody, or if you know, like, being a little flexible could make a difference. Because I'm feeling like you can be a little bit flexible within reason, of course. But I'm getting like there's a desire to hold tightly to a plan, to hold very strongly to parameters. I feel like a very technical aspect coming in here. They're just saying your challenge is to not be over rigid, but still hold to a plan. Just being flexible within reason, and to allow the situation to be flexible to where it still is going to progress. It'll still be successful, but just be a little bit more flexible, is what they're saying. Just a little bit more flexible. Because I'm getting, like, when I feel the Queen energy, I feel like it's a little bit more flexible. And the King is just kind of hard and fast, like, this is the plan, this is how we're going. I'm just feeling like the Queen is a little bit more flexible, a little more considering of other people's emotions. Which you can do. I just feel like there's a very strong drive to hold to the plan to the T. Like, you want to, like, get it to the T. And I'm just getting, like, if you just... The challenge is to not do that, to be more flexible. And that's what we're starting with. Alright, so, and for some of you that might be reversed. Okay, that's great. If you already feel like you're being very flexible, don't be overly flexible. Really? Okay. But that's not as many. That's a smaller amount. You know if you're bending a little too much. If you've already started being flexible and you're feeling uncomfortable with it, then pull that back a little bit. I feel like they're telling me though that if you're being too flexible, you know. If you're being too rigid, you know. Like, I feel like you already know where you stand with this. Good? Because it's coming forward, the Four of Wands. Dedication. This can be a contract card sometimes, but I'm getting it's like very stable, very dedicated to the... I want to say marriage, to be honest with you, but this is a relationship that's so tight that if you're not married, if there's no contract involved already in some respect, you treat it like it is. You're that devoted to this situation. Why are we getting like some rushing energy? Because I feel like all these cards are good, so I'm kind of concerned about why we're getting some rushing energy here. Because I'm getting it seems like you're holding the control. It really does. And I'm getting the other person's coming forward towards you. And I'm getting, like, whatever's going on, whatever you're dealing with your partner, they're coming towards you. And they're telling you that they need some things to change a little bit. The wheel with them, their spiritual spot is the Queen of Wands. Which makes me feel like they're coming toward you quickly. They're coming toward you with passion. There's something they need to tweak. They need to edit some stuff because they're not happy. And they want some things to change a little bit. And that's the wheel on their side. They're saying things have to change a little bit. They're bringing the wheel into the picture. They're bringing that energy in. Is that correct? Okay. So, them bringing this wheel in, and you standing with the Four of Wands, you're already feeling committed to the current path. And they're bringing in this, like, they want some things to change. They want some edits. This is where this whole part pops in. Like, I don't know if I already explained it, but if you've already been overly flexible, which I feel like that's not the majority. I feel like that's the minority. You know if you are. You know if you've already been, like, letting it go and letting things change. If you've been flexible, very flexible to this point, they're saying don't be overly flexible because that could cause problems. But for the most of you, and I really feel like this is where most of you are going to connect with this, you're holding strong to a plan. You see where this is going. You don't want to change direction. You don't want to edit the progress rate. Like, it's going at a certain rate, and you're like, we're on track to be there at a certain time at this certain place. Like, whatever you're thinking, like, if, for example, if you were saving money, at the rate we're saving money, within 3 to 6 months, well, let's just say 6 months, we'll have exactly what we want to do the next thing. They're saying you can be a little bit more flexible with that. And if it's 9 months or a little longer, I feel like it'll still be okay. But you gotta decide for yourself how flexible you can be. I'm getting within reason. And some of you might not want to go off that pattern, but you might have other things you can move around so that maybe this person, the person you're in love with here, or in this relationship with, and there's something coming in with that, but we'll get to that in a minute. The person you're in this relationship with needs some change. They need some help to get a little, they're not happy, and they need to be happy. So there has to be some moving of things around. And I feel like you could reorganize a little bit to stay on track, if that's what's necessary. You could also push things out just a little bit within reason to where, you're not going to be so far off track that opportunities are missed. And I have to say, when I'm pulling this in, this isn't only for romantic relationships is what they're pushing towards me, and I get that. This isn't only for, like, these, when I do relationship reads, I have had people respond, like, this isn't happening with my significant other, but this conflict or whatever's going on is happening with my mother, my sister, my friend. Like, take the romance part out, and then this can apply other places, if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm saying that right now, but I feel like some of you might be questioning, could this be a part of that? Could this be the other situation? Yes, it could. Because this is just saying a situation you're dealing with, and this is how it's playing out. Does this make sense? Okay, good. They seem to want to make a big point about that, because this reading is not restricted to only romantic relationships. These are any relationships of significant value to you that are affecting you in this manner. So in the beginning of this, if you're dealing with somebody, things are a certain way, and you're going a certain direction with this person, whoever it is, and then they throw in this wheel moment where they want things to change because they're not happy. If it's, for example, maybe it's your daughter or your son or your niece or whoever, they're bringing forth that they're not happy, and they want the wheel. They need the things to change a little bit. They're saying, think about how you've handled it up to this point. Have you been really flexible, or have you been less than flexible? Because whichever it is, you need to kind of give in a little bit within reason the other way. Like, if you've been too flexible, you need to, tighten it up a bit. But for the majority of you, if you've been overly stringent, like, this is where we're going, this is how the plan is, like, loosen up a little bit. It'll make your life and their life better. I feel like we're drowning on that. Can we move on from that? Because they're bringing that forward to you, and I feel like they're fully aware things will not change in 5 seconds. You're going to need time to think about it, to work it out, to consider this, consider that. When this first comes to you, I'm getting the best response you could say is, let me think about it for a while. Because I'm getting, they will accept that. And that will kind of alleviate some stress, because when you say that, they 100% believe that that's what you're going to do. And I feel like if you say that, you actually will do that. I don't feel like that would be just like lip service. I feel like you really would. And that's one of the reasons why this person would feel better when you say that. Sorry about that. My ears are itching all of a sudden. Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. What is that about? Listen to what the other person's saying. listen to like how they're saying it. Listen to their tone and how they actually feel. And just tell them you're going to consider what's going on. It will alleviate a lot of stress for them. Ooh, we had to do that to get that across? Jeez. I do not like that feeling. That was like the inside of my ears were itching like crazy all of a sudden. I'm like, ah. Like, it was driving me mad. Let's just not do that again. Now, temperance, they got temperance. They know it's going to take some time. I'm getting with the Three of Cups. See, I feel like you're working with them on this, but I feel like you're also working with somebody else. It's almost like there's a third party involved, but everybody involved is trying to work this situation out to make it better, to make it more palatable for this other person you're dealing with, which could be a romantic relationship. I'm just getting that it's not restricted to only, just so you know. Because I feel like you're getting a third party help here. And I'm getting the Seven of Cups in your spiritual position. Like, you're seeing options here. Now, when I say options, you're seeing acceptable options, acceptable to you. And I feel like you have to, but I don't feel like you're just doing the situation where, all right, I have like, say, 5 options that are okay with me. You're not just displaying them out for this other person and saying which one works for you best. I'm getting like you're going through these options. You're kind of like deciding which one's best, which one's worst in your opinion. And you're going through and sitting down with this person and you're talking through them. And you're just going through which option, you know, how they feel about each option. I do feel like you're pushing forward what option you think is good. But I feel like you're giving this person other options and you're saying these are acceptable. If this is better for you, we can do these things, but this is what I would prefer. This is like, we need to talk it out though, because if we go this direction, if I change things like this, if we go this way, I expect this to stay or to hold until this is completed. And I feel like you're putting it through fairly strongly. Not like you're putting your foot down like, and we're going to stick with it. I feel like you're coming over, you know, you're coming through like, I'm willing to help, I'm willing to change, I'm willing to like, edit this a little bit, but I just want just this one time, like really think about which path you want, because we're going to hold to this till we hit success. And I feel like they're taking that to heart. They're taking that to heart. They're thinking this through very deeply is what I'm getting. Because I'm getting their challenge card is the Magician with the success. This is all you bringing this towards them. The Magician with the success is, I'm feeling like they need to take a quick moment, not a quick moment, well, maybe a quick moment just to really consider how each one would feel for them. And I'm getting like, their challenge card is to be in that power position. I'm feeling like you're giving them options, you're talking through them. It's not just like you're displaying them and like, which one do you like? I feel like you're really talking through this with them. And I feel like the challenge card for them is to actually take ownership of the choice, to go through it and talk with you, like to make sure that the challenge is they need to really participate in these conversations. They really need to. And I feel like most of them should. It depends who you're working with. I feel like you know this person, you know how they're going to react. So you need to, if they're not engaging fully, you need to impress upon them that if they want this, if they want that success, which is right there for them, they need to participate. Because I feel like there's even a little bit of leeway in some of these options, but that's why you're talking them through. Because I feel like you might be able to piece together something quite well that works for them quite well and you quite well. But the success is there for them, but they have to participate. They have to realize you're bringing forth, like, for example, 5 options. But the reason you want to talk through them is because there is a little bit of edit room in each one of these options you're seeing. But, you know, you have to talk with it, talk through this with this person. And, you know, for example, what? For example, if you're making bread, I don't know why we're going that way, but, you know, what ingredients, what type of bread? It's still going to be bread. Is this the type of bread you want to make sandwiches with? Is this more of like a dessert bread, or like, you know what I mean? And based on which one you choose, which ones are, you know what I mean? It's things like that. I don't know if that came across right. I don't really feel like that did. But they need to go through these options with you. I feel like it'll work itself out. I don't think we need to go crazy with that. It's almost frustrating to me because I feel like if it can't get over technical, it can't get over, like, it can't be over centering on a minute piece. It has to look at the broad scope. And I feel like that could be a problem. Like, I feel like when I brought that forward, I feel like that was like an example of the wrong direction. Like, going through to the minute details, that's too much. That's too much. That's going to be a problem. But, like, the bigger picture, like, are you making a bread? Is this bread going to be to make sandwiches out of, or is this going to be a dessert bread? You know what I mean? And then just from there, just drilling it down and just where is it going? Because I feel like that's kind of how you're looking at these 5 options. Are we making a bread? Yes. Is it going to be dessert bread, or is it going to be a sandwich bread? Like, you're going to make sandwiches out of it. Sandwich bread. Okay. Here's the options for sandwich bread. Which one do you want? White, wheat, rye, whatever, whole wheat, whatever. I want this one. Okay, now here's the options that go along with that. Like, and you're drilling it down, drilling it down, drilling it down. And then they have to participate and decide what they want. Because I feel like it's getting, like, I don't feel like you need to be, like, down to the little minute detail about everything, but, like, you know, you got to drill it down to, like, what works for both of you. Why are we saying don't drill it down to the minute detail? Because I feel like instead of, like, drilling it down, like, this is the first part, okay, this is the next part, okay, this is the next part, okay. I feel like this could go, like, well, I just want something with liverwurst in it. I just want something with liverwurst. And, like, if that's the minute detail that seems to be holding everything in place, that seems like the wrong direction. I still don't know if that's coming across right. Because I feel like if somebody starts and they're aimed towards getting that minute detail, like, I just feel like that could go the wrong direction. I feel like it needs to, like, don't start with that. Don't start with this little detail you want. Start off, first of all, what are we making? Bread. What type of bread? All right, sandwich bread. That goes with the liverwurst. Okay, that's fine. Now, which best matches the liverwurst? I don't care. I just want the liverwurst. No, which one do you want? Like, going through it. I don't know if this is making sense. I feel like this is overly detailed. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I feel like they can go in a round robin, a circle. I feel like you could get caught in this little round, like I am right now. Don't let this go in circles. This person has to keep going in a direction. I feel like that's the point. Oh, good Lord. I don't want to go in a circle again, but drilling it down. Here's all the options. What works, what doesn't work for you. Okay, now we're down to here. Then drilling it down. Okay, here. Okay, here. Now just finalize that piece. But, like, if you start with the minute thing, I just feel like that's going to go round and round and round and round. I feel like that's the point. Whew. I hope that made sense, because I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm just like, that's aggravating. But that's the challenge with this Magician card. They can't get pigeon-held on a small detail that's not working for them. They have to look at all the options and just drill it down, and it'll work out. When that part comes up, they'll be able to deal with that when that part comes up. But, like, don't start with the minute detail, because it will go around in circles. That's the point. All right, I think we're good. Because I'm getting here where this other person is standing, I feel like they might be caught up in a minute detail. I feel they might be. They have the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups is definitely a card where the majority of things are going well. The one thing that isn't seems to grab this person's attention, and they just center on it, they over-center on it. But there's more good than bad here. Like, 75% of this is going well, and they're concentrating on that 25%. And you're willing to work with that, but you can't start with that 25% they don't like. Start with the big picture, just drill it down, because it will include there. It'll always be in there. And then when they get down to this last minute piece, then just apply that at the end to make sure that it's there. You'll be fine. Like, because I feel like when you start with all 5, start from the top. All right, there's this minute detail they don't like. So that could probably bring it down a little bit, because that doesn't include that. So these options that don't include that minute detail, that don't address that, they're out. So you go down a little farther. Like, what else can you do from there? Because I just feel like don't get caught up in that minute detail. I feel like that's going to be a mistake. It'll go around and round and round and round and round. which I'm tempted to do again, which I'm fighting. Because I feel like what makes you better, makes this situation better for you, is the Page of Wands. You're very active, you're driven, but you need to follow what they want. You need to direct it. You need to kind of like hone it in, but let them choose what they want. Show them what you're available. Give them, start with what you're finding acceptable, and work with them to bring it down. It's all about what it's all acceptable to you anyway. It's just drilling it down. You being that supportive energy, very active, just making sure it stays within certain parameters. That makes this better for you. It makes things better for them. Because I'm getting also, what makes it better for them is they feel very appreciated with this Two of Cups. Very appreciated, and Nine of Cups is telling me they're very happy with this. Fertility is telling me what they're choosing. What they're choosing and what they know of you. They know that they need to. They know they need to stick with it, and they're they will, because there's a couple things here. One, this is what they want, but two, you're working with them, and that means a lot to this person. And you're hearing them, you're helping them, you're moving forward with them, you're telling them, all right, I'll change this time, but just this one time, and then I want to go through to success. And I feel like they're dedicated to that. They're very thankful for it, and they will hold to this. I'm getting that's what the fertility part is. So this seems like this is setting you up for long-term success. This is working out very well, in my opinion. Just, I hope, I apologize for that round thing, but I think the point was made, because that was driving me nuts. It was driving me crazy. Yeah, but that's what you want to. I feel like that was the whole point. To experience that a little bit and then realize what it needs to be done to avoid it. All right, we're good with Taurus Taurus relationship. Let's do Taurus single Taurans. Messages for single Taurans, empowering information that help them find what they want, help them see the truth, and help them move in a direction that they really want to go in, to help them find the love or relationship they're looking for. You know what? For Taurus energy, we'll see. I have to go through them, of course, and read them as we go, because I'm definitely one of those readers. Like, just because a card shows up, it doesn't mean it's, going to mean what I think it's going to mean. I have to read it, go through the whole reading to find out exactly what they want to say about it. But I'm feeling for a Taurus reading, this looks pretty good. And I say that because Taurus is very earth. Taurus is a builder. And I'm feeling like this could be a really good start here. Could be. Let's find out. I don't want to jump the gun. Now, there's passion here. There is passion. There's one cup card here that I'm noticing, which is a good one. And I'm really connecting that with Taurus energy. I feel like that's a really good card for Taurus. But we'll get to that. You're standing with the Page of Wands. To me, this is passion. This is the beginnings of passion. You're not pushed off your rocker, but it's definitely there. This person is influencing you. This person is igniting your interest. One thing about this card is, like, when I see the Page, it's a younger person. This is somebody who's they have a lot farther to go. They have a lot farther to mature, but they are smart enough to see what's going on around them, and they react well. But they're definitely more in this phase where they need to be guided. And I'm getting this where you're standing thing is like this. There's a lot of passion here, but there's a lot of things like this person you're connecting with at the moment that seems to have your attention. I'm getting a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of quick movement. And I'm feeling like you're following along, you're going along with it, and you're just seeing if you can kind of do it. You're just seeing if this can work for you. Because I feel like this is a contrary energy to yours. Contrasting is what I should have said, maybe. I'm thinking, wait, contrary? Wait a minute. I don't know if that was right. Contrasting feels better. The moon in the past here, I'm getting with this person. you really didn't know if this was really going to go anywhere beyond just a short interlude. You didn't think this was going to last as long as it is. You thought whatever was going on with this person, it wasn't going to last. You didn't think it was going to last very long. You thought it was just going to be kind of quick in, quick out, and move on. Whatever that means to you. Whether it was one date, one moment, just talking every now and then, but you didn't expect this person to hang around. That's what I'm getting with the Moon card. But I'm getting as time is going on, the Eight of Pentacles is at the bottom here. This person is hanging around. They're sticking around, and they're still in the picture. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles, I'm kind of feeling like you're working on this situation with this person. You're understanding how they work, and I feel like you're taking small steps. You're realizing how they work. They're very energetic. They move forward quickly. They sometimes make quick decisions. But I feel like you're also looking at this like, how do they manage their finances? How would you fit into that? I feel like you're also looking at other things that are like more stable, like how long do they live in one place? I feel like you're looking at things like that. Like, do they have to keep moving? Are they the type of person that keeps moving from here to there to there to there? Do they spend their money and just they're out of money? Like as soon as money's in their hand, it burns a hole in their hand, and they just have to spend it, spend it, spend it. Like, do they always seem like they're broke? Do they always seem like they have more than enough? Like, what is the deal? And I feel like you're looking at this and like, there's things you do and don't like. And you're trying to see like how much of this is just how they live life, and how much of this is like if you end up in a relationship together, are they going to be okay with you saying, all right, we gotta tighten this down a little bit, or I want to find a place to dig in roots. Like, is it gonna match? And I'm getting like this is matching better than you're expecting it to. Because while this person does have fast, quick energy, they can make quick decisions, I'm getting there's certain qualities about them. For example, I feel like maybe financially you're seeing some stability there. Or you're seeing that they know that they need some help in that direction, and they're more than open to you helping them figure out a better way to do things. Same thing with like the move. I feel like the finances and the moving are the two things that might be the big question marks. Because some of them I feel like you're connecting to someone who kind of seems to move around a lot. But the way this is working out is if that's the case, maybe they're telling you they are looking to dig roots in. And that's one thing, if they get involved with you, they're willing to do that. And they're working with you on that. Because I'm getting the Eight of Pentacles, is there seems to be a lot of in-depth conversations here, I have to say. If this is hitting, I'm feeling that that's happening. This person is talking things out with you, they're still hanging around, and you're just finding there's more of a common ground here than you thought there would be. Now, the top card is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands in this deck, and I feel this all the time with this deck, so I'm going to go with it. I'm noticing that one wand is like, it's got some greenery growing up it, but the other 8 do not, if I'm right. You're right. So when I read this card, a lot of times it's like the first phase is complete, or not complete. The first phase is well on its way. Let's do that. And it's about time to start thinking about the next phase. And I feel like that's what this reading is about. You've gone this far with this person. They're hanging around longer than you thought. Now that you're seeing that they are going to hang around, now you're getting more ideas like, what do I want to do next? What's the next phase? What's the next step? What's the next step, maybe? There you go. Okay, we're kind of, I feel like these are closer together. Like what's currently happening and what's coming in the future, it doesn't feel like there's much time separating that. So just with that in mind, you got the Knight of Swords going in, Knight of Swords with the Nine of Swords. Like I feel like this is energy is like, I feel like it's together. Like, typically in Exalted Cross reading, it's this happens and then this happens soon after. I feel like that's how that usually goes. But in this case, I feel like this is the same situation. These two are coming together. I'm feeling like you're going forward to this person, and you're communicating to them. Like I feel like you're talking this out with them. Like it's gone this far. You've had some really good talks. where do they see this going next? I feel like that's your first question, because I feel like you're very cautious and you're asking them. I feel like you are. I feel like you're asking them, where do you see this going next? Where would you like this to go next? What do you have any long-term ideas about where you want this to go? And I feel like you are being forward to the point where you're like, I'm ready for this to go a little deeper. I'm ready for this to go a little bit more towards something, like a little bit more intimate, a little bit more close. I feel like you're telling them that you're looking to like increase the intensity. I don't know if that's the right word either. You're looking to go farther. You're looking to take the next step, and you're just not sure what that next step is. But you need to know where they stand and what they think where they would like to go, or where they think this relationship may go. Because I'm feeling like it's starting to form into a relationship, and when I'm saying relationship, I'm feeling like at this point it's definitely a friendship, camaraderie type feel. But you're like, are we going to take this, into the next level? And with that Nine of Swords, I'm getting there's some stress here because I don't feel like there's a quick answer to that. I'm almost feeling the other person is a little caught off guard, maybe, and they don't seem to react to it as well as you'd like them to. Excuse me. Here we go with the yawns. Great. I mean, it is heavy energy, but how heavy is it really? I don't feel like this other person was thinking about that at this point. I don't feel like they have an answer to where they thought this was going. But you asking it is extremely important because it is bringing it forward, like maybe they should think about where this is going. So they weren't thinking of it, but you posing the question, it does kind of bring up a point that maybe they should be thinking of that. And I'm getting this Nine of Swords, and I'm getting there's a little like, oh no, did I make a mistake feel here. I'm getting with that, there's like a moment. I don't feel like it lasts very long. Like 2-3 days is what I'm thinking at the most. 2-3 days. And they're thinking about it. They're going through it. I don't feel like they're communicating with you what they're thinking, but they're going through their own thoughts. And they're like, where do I see this going? Like, where do I want this to go? Like, is this what I want? Is this a good idea for me? Because I've had some really good talks, and I'm feeling like this is naturally going somewhere. Where do I think it's going, though? Because I feel like there's a little bit, just a moment like, oh my God, should I have not done this? Like, did I make did I misinterpret what this situation really is? I don't think you did. I just feel like the other person wasn't coming to the forefront. Like, oh, this is heading somewhere. Where is it heading? They weren't really thinking about it, but now they're like, yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Where is this happening? I need to really think about this. Where do I want this to go? So like 2 to 3 days, I'm feeling. I don't feel like it's very long. I really don't. Goes by. And I'm getting 2 cards come in. Authenticity and the Empress. I'm getting this person is coming forward to you, and they're not flat out telling you where they want to go because I feel like they partly don't know. I feel like they got like open-ended statements like, I definitely want a committed relationship. I want somebody I can depend on in my life. I feel like this could be you. I just don't know if I'm ready to really go too far just yet. Going farther is, like, taking the next step is okay, but I don't want to make a big jump. I like how things are currently, but getting a little bit more committed, a little bit more connected, a little bit more official maybe. I'm okay with that. I just don't know exactly. I really don't have an answer for where I want this to go yet, because I feel like I'm still figuring it out. I do feel like you're a good person, and I'm attracted to you. So I feel like this could go somewhere really good. I haven't really thought about how far or what, how fast I want to go, where I'm comfortable. Like, I don't want to jump ahead. Like, I don't want to jump to endgame. Like, I'm not ready to like, I almost feel like they're saying I'm not ready to move in together. But I would like to start dating you more seriously and being a little bit more committed. But I just don't know what that means or what that means to you. I don't really know beyond that. I feel like we need to get to know each other a little bit more. But I would like to start seeing you a little bit more seriously. And I feel like this is kind of bittersweet because they're coming forward to you very honestly with their authenticity. But the Empress is telling me they're very kind about this. Like, they're saying they are attracted, they do like you, but they're not ready to move in or anything like that, but they would like to see you more seriously. They just don't know about, they don't have a time frame about how long before they go here or there. They just want to get to know you a little more because they don't really know yet where this is going. I feel like that's the honest, fair answer. They don't know. They've just been enjoying having you in their life, and they still want you there, and they want to know you more, but they really don't know where this is going for them right yet. And I feel like this is bittersweet, because you kind of are a little like, oh, I was hoping it would be a little bit more than that, but I feel like the other side of you is like, you know what, they're being honest, and I can respect that. And, maybe this is going to take some time to really cement in a little better. I feel like the warble part for you is kind of like, you're starting to feel like you're investing, and you're getting more attached, and you're going to continue to get even more attached the longer this goes. And you're looking at this like, I might get really attached here, and this other person might not. And I feel like that's a nervous thing. And I feel like that's the thing where they're being honest with you. They're saying nice things to you, but they're telling you where they honestly are. They're not pulling the wool over your eyes. They're not just trying to tell you what you want to hear. And I feel like you're thankful for that. Because you're like, you know what? I've had other people just lie to my face. And it turned out, they say they're going a certain direction, the same direction I am. But it turns out they really weren't. This person at least is being honest with me. And there's potential here. And your thoughts are with the Temperance card, you're like, I'm just going to have to wait this out and see where it goes. That's your thoughts. Because I'm getting, and I haven't touched on this till now, the person you're dealing with has the King of Wands with prosperity. They've got a lot going for them. And they have a lot of energy, a lot of drive to go forward. I'm getting that some of them might be a little bit restricted about how much time they have to hang out with you. And they might have a lot of other responsibilities in their life, and that might be a factor here. But I feel like they're doing well. And they do want to add somebody into their life that matches that. They're just not really, they like you. They like you, they're attracted to you. They see stability here. And I feel like that's part of the attraction. But they're not convinced that you really match up with their life completely yet, or that they match up with yours. It seems like it could, and I'm getting that's where they're standing. They're like, this could work out. But they need more. They need to get to know you more. They don't want to just go forward on a could. They need to know that it will. I feel like that's what they're looking for. And they're going to need time to do that. Now this keeps going forward. And I'm getting the next card, the last two cards I should say. It's the Page of Cups with the Psychic Protection. Now, it's really kind of up in the air whether this is going to go forward completely or not. But I'm getting you're starting to fall for this person, and you're feeling it. The Psychic Protection is, they're advising that you don't let it go too far. Don't let yourself get too deep into it. I'm questioning, like, how are you supposed to do that? And I'm getting, like, don't get overly involved in this person's life at this point. Keep it the same mode that you have been. Still, like, talk with them, because they need you to talk with them. Get to know them more. That's good. But, like, be careful not to, like, be doing, like, the everyday texting thing. Or, like, you know, I feel like you could get over-connected here, and I don't know how to say this. I feel like staying connected at the same level is possible here. But they're, like, keep yourself at a certain level, like, two to three times a week talking. Something like that. Just keep it at that level. Just hold yourself to a certain level of commitment to where they can still get to know you better, but you don't fall any deeper for them. Like, keep yourself at bay just a certain bit. Like 2 to 3 times a week, I feel like you should be like connecting with them. Like, I don't know exactly how that works out for you, but like I feel like they're busy, and you can kind of make it look like you're busy too if you're not, which you probably are, to be honest. You probably are busy anyway. But like, just make sure like you keep it like to 2 to 3 times a week where you're connecting with this person. I feel like that's the psychic protection for you. Like, keep yourself at a distance. Don't get too over the moon yet, because at this point I feel still like it's a question mark. The Page of Cups here makes me feel like you are starting to fall in love with this person. Originally I thought this was a good read. I still feel like it's a fairly good read, but I feel like it's a warning that This could go left or right still. I don't feel like you're at a stage here. It seems like you're getting more committed, you're more stable and getting together, but I don't feel this person ready to move forward just yet. They need to get to know you more. But I feel like what they're saying is from here on out, you're going to see like if you're coming closer or you're on the same page, or if there's more like it's not matching. Because I feel like it's going to get deeper and you're going to see if it matches or if you don't match. A lot more. And this person will go forward with you if they feel like they do match with you. And there could be enough matching components in the sense of like there's things they'd like to do better, there's things they'd like to change that they feel you're good at, and they feel like you could help, and there's things that they could help you have a little bit more fun or something else, or help move you forward in certain things. If they see that, I feel like they will go forward. It's going to depend on the situation, but I don't get that this is a slam dunk at the end of this. It's kind of like wait and see. Let's see what the next step brings. All right. So I'm going to leave that there. I hope that helped. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.